Supreme Court Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson handed down a ruling basically sort of green lighting the administration to go ahead and, as they wish and have stated, to begin the demolition of shanty towns in Abaco. I think it's two, and two shanty towns here in New Providence. Great news, excellent. Many Bahamians are applauding and now standing up and saying, okay, let's just see exactly when will this take place. But Cassius, talk about the significance of that ruling.
I think it's a sensible ruling. I think when the initial ruling came down prohibiting the government, the whole nation, I think all of our mouths opened and dropped with awe, like, what? We cannot. And so for us now to have the ability now to remove shanty towns and so that we can have proper zoning laws and proper building codes, it is just necessary for the future development of the Bahamas. And so for the first injunction to allow shanty towns to develop, it was a bad ruling because, one, it festered this same problem that we had. Okay, now, so they figured, okay, well, they can't break down my home, I could build more. And so that was really a bad ruling. But now this ruling, the overturning of that ruling, it now gives the government the rights to enforce building codes, zoning laws, and so on, so that every constituency now, every settlement now can have proper zoning laws, and homes that are not in accordance with these zoning laws should be demolished. And so we are running a country here. We're not running a darn talk shop. And so as a country, there are rules that we follow as it relates to building codes. And so whether it be making sure that the proper infrastructure for electrical outlets are put in place, those are rules that we have to follow. And so people who are coming to the country, Haitian nationals, Cuban nationals, wherever nationals, if they're going to build, they got to follow the same rules that we have to follow. And so we're not going to allow anybody to come into our country to make their own rules or to live haphazardly or to run this country the way they want to run it. No, they can't go. When you come to the Bahamas, this is how it goes, and this is how we do things. As
it is everywhere else, and certainly, of course, Bahamians, again, welcome that. Now, Cassius, the real question is, when do you really think that the demolition of shanty towns will happen? Do you believe do you believe this administration has what it takes to do it? And I don't mean that they would not or cannot. I'm saying when you think about everything that comes into it, because when these people are displaced, where do they go? Do we have to pick up the tab to house them?
Yeah. See, for the man on the street who was angry and who said, just knock down the homes, okay? To him, all he wants is a bulldozer to push down the homes.
Right, you have to really think it through. Mm-hmm.
But the government now has a responsibility now because they are still visitors, whether they're illegal or not. They're still guests in our homes, right? So when you push that down, if you push down homes that occupied, let's say, 35 people, what do you do with those 35 displaced people? Yes, we need to apprehend them and export them out of the country. But what if they have work permits? You understand? And so they need to go ahead and
because not all of them, you're right, not all of them are illegal. The issue is the safety of those structures, the fact that they're illegal, the fact that they pose a public health threat to the people living there and in the areas, as well as to the rest of the community. And but what do you do? It is a complicated matter to resolve.
Yeah, so the government needs to now begin to look at the chessboard and see, okay, for the people who does not have work permits, when we demolish these homes, we will make sure once we apprehend them, we will repatriate them. For those who have work permits, we will encourage them to go ahead and use the monies they're earning to rent and to lease, I guess some homes, but they have to now step their game up. The Haitian nationals who come to the Bahamas to work, they have to step their game up. They cannot be living in slums and in poverty and squalor like they did when they were in the past. You're making money now. The money you make is not to send all back home, but also for you to be able to maintain the standard of living that we have in the Bahamas. It is costly to live in the Bahamas, but you decide to come here. And so, but we're not going to allow you to bring our country down, to bring our neighborhoods down, to bring our communities down, because you don't want to keep the money. You want to send all the money back to Haiti. That ain't how it go, buddy. And so for those who are here, we're going to encourage them to step their game up, buddy. Y'all want to work here. Y'all get permits to work here. Y'all are legal here to work. Now you got to step your game up. There are apartments for rent. There are homes for rent. But we need you to be able to maintain the standard of living.